I feel like Team Spirit's communication right now is a little weak. Tundra versus Team Spirit, game number 2. Should be a hype one. So I guess we can go over the lanes real quick. Oh, this is an interesting smoke. For Tundra, you're gonna have 9 playing Tiny Mid, Skeeter on the safe lane CK, supported by Snaking's Grimstroke, or maybe it might be Sox in that lane. They might switch it up a little bit. And 33 and Soxa playing an off-lane Doom plus Shadow Demon. And this is an interesting smoke. They went through their jungle, then smoked, and they end up getting a kill. So they should be able to, yeah, if they don't get that stun off. It was good by Poshka. I kind of want to talk about, like, this being an extremely good move by them. So they didn't actually smoke out to begin with. So this is like a nice early game movement. I noticed a lot of teams are doing one basic movement usually, but this is like a 2-step movement. They go, they look for a kill here, they find nothing. So Spirit is like, okay, they're not going to be here, right? They get it a little lucky because if Tokyo was there, he would have broke. But they ended up getting a first blood here, just due to that great smoke gank play. But for Team Spirit side, they are going to be doing Collapse plus Mira on the Dragonite plus Snapfire duo. Mid lane, Tokyo will be on the Pangolier. And in the top lane, Yatoro and Miposhka will be on the Hoodwink and Phantom Assassin. So for the laning stage, Tiny generally does pretty well against Pango mid, so I expect 9 to have like a free game there, if not win that matchup. Doom got a huge swing and like towards his net worth just by getting that first blood there. Could change the matchup here entirely, depending on what he wants to buy with it. And it's not much. He just bought a sentry, he has a lot of pooled gold. Might turn that into early boots or a region item. But because of that first blood, I think Doom should be perfectly fine up here. In the bot lane, Mirror drug the creeps here, it looks like. I haven't been seeing a ton of this lately, but it is a good play still. You normally do this in lanes where you feel like you don't have the advantage, which is interesting in their case because I think they should be fine. Oh, are they gonna drag it all the way behind here? Oh, this is a little sloppy. Yeah, I don't know about this. This is not good for Team Spirit at all. Because Skeeter did a good job. Like, I guess I'll highlight this here too. When people pull your wave, as you see here, like this, as a carry player, you should really focus on not dragging this wave into the tower, right? Because what's going to happen is if you drag this wave into the tower, he's going to pull this wave all the way around and deny it, right? And you're going to be waiting, feeling bad. So you'll see what Skeeter does in this situation. He drags this wave all the way back behind the tower as well. That way, if he does deny a wave here, which is kind of hard to pull off, but is possible, Skeeter will have also denied a wave here, right? So it would be a wash. If you drag this into the tower, that means this next wave coming in will walk all the way up here, and they'll get it for free. And then Collapse will just have tons of creeps. So really good play by Skeeter, but this is pretty basic among pro players to do this. So I'm a little surprised that Team Spirit actually went for this play, because they only got a couple creeps denied, and he's going to get this whole wave denied. And Snaking is going to look to drag the next wave behind too, so it's going to get a little weird. Because I think Skeeter wants to try and deny one more wave. No, alright, so it's okay too. Like, the other option they could have done is he could have held it there and Snaking drug the next wave, but he would have been in danger of dying. So instead what's going to happen is this whole wave is just going to shove right back into Collapse. And it's not the end of the world, but there's going to be no huge advantage for either side here. And if they can kill Collapse here, it'd be really good, but he's missing a whole wave to do this. It may have been worth just sack that wave, get that next stun off, and kill him. Instead of these like 2 creeps that he got by backing up, because he's gonna get salves back to full. In the mid lane, as mentioned, 9 is doing just fine. And once he starts getting more points into Avalanche, Pango is a hero that is naturally just low HP, so he's very susceptible to Tiny's combo. And in the top lane, I mean, Yatoro's doing a lot better than I expected. Looks like 33 went for the early boots. He got the first blood too, so didn't expect Yatoro to get so many denies in this lane, to be honest with you. 4-minute water runes are coming out. Both the 4 and the 5 are coming out from Tundra and Spirit, and it's gonna be up to 9 and Tokyo. Who's gonna go for this rune? No mana for toss? Does not end up getting it. He has a water rune available here with Mirror here and the cookie. Actually gonna punish 9 really hard. It's kind of rare to see both supports go for the 4-minute water rune, but in a matchup like this, when they both had no bottles, super important if you're a mid player to call out for your supports to come help you if you can. If Mira would have not came there, and if Hoshka would have not came, they both had to go there. They would not have got that tiny kill. will be giving this rune away to 9, who is picking up a haste and immediately running to the bottom lane to kill Collapse. They have a stun available. Collapse knows, it looks like, but can he get out? He's got to put on his juking shoes here. Do they have the damage for this, though? I do not know. They might. Haste is running out. And with the Inkswell, looks like they'll get him. So it's really important to note about this rotation is that they put Soxa mid while 9 left to clean up the wave, right, and the catapult. Making sure when you gank as a mid player, you never want to leave your lane in a position where no one is getting farm, right? So if he pushes into your lane, you can go quickly and come back, but because Soxa was here, that allows 9 to stay here and go for that extra kill. Really important. And now 9 is just gonna chill here. And now, because he never left and is still chilling here, he's very patient. They get a bonus kill on Tokyo on the Pangolier, and he's still gonna stay here. He's applying maximum pressure. This is like a super good play. These are one of those plays that like your enemy does not expect. He has a wand, if he wants to go for more. Man, that's an interesting cookie usage, but 9 is MVPing this game right now with his rotations, but Tokyo does have his Rolling Thunder up. They might get a return kill on Skeeter, but because he TP'd bottom, 9 is actually gonna just drag the wave and go mid. And Tokyo is rolling? Oh, he's going after Snaking, okay. Looks like he will get him. And meanwhile, on the top lane, we're just chilling, you know. Doom's farming, he's level 7. PA wants nothing to do with that anymore, so he TP's mid to defend. I'm trying to think like why he went mid. I think he's just gonna get this one wave. That way Miposhka can go top and not be mid anymore to defend, which will also allow them to pressure bottom on the Pango. Okay, yeah. So to get in the head of Team Spirit here, Tokyo has made it very clear, kind of like how 9 has been roaming around too, that he doesn't want to go back mid anymore, right? He wants to go pressure bottom. DK is level 6. Mira is going bottom as well to pressure. And so they communicate that Miposhka, he doesn't want to sit here mid. And honestly, Yatoro's scared top. He can get doomed at any moment and just ran down. He doesn't even have boots. Sure, he doesn't have a skilled yet, but he doesn't know that, right? And he could just get doomed and die right away. So they decide to just swap, and Yatoro's like, all right. So for his team, it's not something he particularly wants to do, is he's going to go hold mid while Miposhka holds top. So Tokyo can play bottom with the Dragonite and secure the tower. And as soon as this play is done bottom, I imagine he'll just leave mid because he doesn't want to lane versus Tiny for long, but he's sacrificing a little bit of his game to help his team make this play. And Snaking does come down here, but I mean, so does the CK, right? And they end up just going straight onto him. Skeeter's not happy. Snaking can't defend this all by himself. Tokyo's coming down. Hoodwink is just sitting in the trees and just being annoying, just holding the wave for as long as possible. And Yatoro is also just holding the wave here, so his team can make this play bottom. That is the reason why everyone is positioned the way they are currently on the map. And it allows them to dive bottom. This is all because Tokyo is playing with his cores, right? He wants to link up with his DK because he's strong and do objectives. So far, really good play from Team Spirit. Both teams have had a pretty good early game. And you'll see Miposhka, when he's playing up here, he's playing in the trees. And this is kind of what Hoodwink specializes in. He's kind of like a tree and protector, right? You can just be really hard to kill. He's not allowing himself to get gone on. I mean, we saw Snaking die bottom like that. Not entirely his fault, but Grimstroke's not the same type of hero as Hoodwink. You can't chase the Hoodwink in the trees because Scurry allows you to have free pathing through the trees. So yep, anyway, Miposhka's just chilling up here. His job is to quite literally just chill and defend the tower. Yatoro here for the rune. Oh, and then he almost gets a double kill. Let me see how this fight started real quick. So Yatoro's still just mid. Just farming. They tried to go for a kill on 9. But honestly, Soxa being here, really clutch. Yeah, Toro just takes the deity, goes for it. Soxa's only level 5, so he goes down. Ended up killing 9 as well. Alright, Tundra doing a 3-man smoke, baiting Skeeter mid. Do they want to go for this tier 1 mid? It looks like both teams are doing pretty close to the same thing. Toro self-smoked himself with Blur, but both of them want to find an initiation. Because 9 has his Blink Dagger up. Just posturing up here to get some vision, kill anyone that comes out. Collapse also with his Blink Dagger now. And Smoke is out, so Jig's up. So we already went over this one, but there is one more smoke that happened directly after. So these are the type of smokes that I think don't really work really well. And the reason for like why these smokes are usually not effective is because Tundra doesn't see anyone on the map. And when you don't see anyone on the map, you're more likely to play passive, you're more likely to know that the enemy is smoking. So if they wanted this particular smoke to work out better, I think they really should have prioritized putting one of their heroes mid and just showing. Like, maybe Tokyo just goes mid and swashbuckles the wave, farms this camp, but like, does not participate in this gank. Because if PA is blurred, no one sees her, no one's mid, and all of a sudden 5 heroes are off the map, you're gonna play a little more defensive. And Tundra's like totally aware of what's happening on the map right now. So for this smoke to work, I really think they should be showing +1 hero. It'd even be best if PA can show herself, but I understand like it's gonna be very situational. I'm not gonna break down the positioning that he could be precisely in this moment, because he doesn't really know where they're at either, so this is already pushed, he doesn't want to show. But I think they should definitely show one hero in the mid lane and keep farming, because you'll see what kind of ends up happening when they smoke like this. This wave is going to push, no one's farming it. This wave is going to push. So the only play they have now, if they want to make this 4-man play, is to actually commit on this tower. Simply put, they have to commit on this tower, because being here is like pretty useless. Because this lane is pushing into them, and it's a lot of gold missed for them. Like, they're not getting any of this gold. And they're going to have to go back and do it. So, essentially, they just wasted a minute of their time. Right? If they don't end up getting a kill. So they need to make these smokes a little less predictable. I mean, Shadow Demon's sitting behind him here. Purge is up. Soulbind is up. Looks like an absolute disaster here for Team Spirit. Generally just playing a little bit sloppy here. I feel like they're really trying to make something happen here when they don't need to. And Tundra had like all the time in the world to react to this. He has BKB available, but will he get it off? Oh, a nice toss back by 9. And then also saved by Soxa. Unfortunate for 9 if he does pay the price there, but it is actually worth it. Alright, let's go back and see what the plan is here. Alright, so Team Spirit is at it again. They also want to jump on this mid lane again instantly. Doom has a BKB, so if they want to go on him, they have to perfectly chain stun him. But Shadow Demon's behind him. Well, for all they know, he's actually a little bit out of position. So this, by Team Spirit, I think is a very, very bad play. Them jumping on this Doom like this. This almost worked simply because Soxa's a bit out of position here, right? He knows that no one's on the map, right? He doesn't see anyone. Like, they should be ready for this. They were ready for this before, but he's too far back on his Shadow Demon right now. If Soxa was where Snaking is right now, for example, 9 would not have to die for this. And this play would have been turned in like an instant with this BKB Doom. Alright, Team Spirit is setting up in their safe lane, and it looks like Tundra wants to challenge them here. So it's going to be all about who can get the initiation here, if they do want to take this. Mira does have his ulti up. They need to be careful about who they go on here. He has no BKB. Maybe he didn't know. I think if Mira actually dropped his ulti there, they had a good chance of that fight. Tokyo and Yatoro try getting a kill. Doesn't work. He's not actually doomed. It's a replay bug. Meanwhile, they find Collapse as well, and he will be going down. A lot of impatience here from Team Spirit. Like, they're trying to make these small kills, but like, if you go back and you look here, just from their perspective, right? I feel like that probably could have been a kill because no BKB. But they try to get 9 here, getting the rune, right? Meanwhile, they just went here and almost got the Doom. I feel like most definitely, they need to back. So this is just like super greedy by Tokyo to try and get this kill. Like, he tried his best to get the kill, but died for it. But once he realized the other team was coming, it's like super greedy for them to be doing what they're doing, and nobody really had to die there. At most, Pengu could have died for his solo play. Miposhka's trying to stay top and push this lane out and be annoying as possible to force heroes from Tundra to show. Because if 33 shows up here, that means Mira and Collapse down here can get kills. You'll also see that Miposhka's being a little greedy here, right? He's being a bit greedy. If you're gonna play like this, and we call this like the dead lane, that's just like most people know it as, right? It's a lane in which you don't want to play in, right, as a team. And then Tokyo's going on a solo mission again and dies yet again on the same spot. So Tundra looking a lot more clean in this mid game. It's like, in my opinion, Miposhka should be playing pretty carefully up here during this whole time. Not really showing his hero. You're not going to get every CS either, but you're not going to die. And you're just going to keep being annoying. You're going to keep throwing your spells out. And then once you get the lane out, then you'll have an opportunity to regroup with your team. And in the mid lane, they should be checking the runes with Tokyo. In my opinion, push this lane out, check the rune. Or you just have to give the rune up. You can't keep trying to get this rune and keep dying on it by yourself. I mean, the dead lane is a very simple explanation. It is the lane in which you as a team do not want to play on. Right? That's it. It's the most dangerous lane to play in because the enemy will be playing there and you don't really want to be playing there. Simple as that. And if you do have someone playing on the dead lane, that player needs to be playing super careful and not expect anyone to help them. It's not always true, by the way. There are times where you want to bring people to the dead lane because Dota has evolved. But once you do want to bring heroes, it's no longer be the dead lane. Then you're going to swap and the other lane will be the dead lane. There's always one lane in Dota you just don't want to play in, generally speaking. Alright, Team Spirit want to contest this Roshan, but Roshan's dead, right? I don't blame him for this. He's trying to get some vision, but why is this Tiny not dead? I feel like Team Spirit's communication right now is a little weak. If Miposhka dies here and they're all here, they should just stun him and kill him. He's dead, right? But they waited a bit too long, and now they started retreating. They're not sure what they want to do here. And they end up losing Collapse on top of Miposhka. Now Tundra's in a commanding lead right now. And even Tokyo got scared and had to end up popping his roll here. See, these are the smokes I like, by the way. These are the 3-man smoke plays. I think 4-man smoke plays are pretty met. 5-man smoke plays are garbage unless it's ultra late game. But 3-man smoke plays, what most likely are going to connect. Because they're going to see Skeeter in the mid lane farming, right? Which means they want to dodge him. He's Aegis, right? So you just smoke away from the person. And Yatoro reads it really well, actually. He knew Tiny was on top of him, so he just BKB TP'd immediately. But either way, that forced a BKB and a TP, meaning that PA cannot fight now. Like, there is no way. And now Team Spirit, in a situation where the enemy has the Aegis, just needs to dodge. Try and dodge, and it's going to be up to Tundra to try and kill the rats, right? They're trying to rat on Spirit, and Tundra's trying to kill the rats while still keeping a gold advantage by making sure they have an Aegis. So, one thing to note about Aegis heroes in general, like, I really think it's super important and nice. So whoever give the Aegis kind of just takes the most dangerous lane. Like, we kind of talked about the dead lane and how up here is the dead lane from Miposhka. This is no longer like the dead lane. Mid lane is now the dead lane, in my opinion, because they're just gonna be sitting here on Tundra at all times, and being able to farm in this lane is gonna be impossible for anyone. And it's the same for Tundra too. Like, they can get jumped here either. Mid is the most vulnerable lane. So having your Aegis hero just showing in the mid lane and getting this wave is the most ideal situation, because they don't want to jump him, so he can do stuff like this and farm super aggressive. And meanwhile, Miposhka dies again. 9 is there and ready. I mean, this is cute. Very interesting here. Tokyo got cookied up to the high ground here. PA will end up killing the Doom, but Heater's here to finish the job. He still has a BKB on Yatoro. There's a chance they can go in. He has no BKB on the CK, but Disruption is there. And the cookie brings him back up to the high ground, and he's got Shard on the PA now too. He's going to clean him up. Nine's trying to get a quick kill in return, but he cannot and just blinks out. Do they have a sentry to chase 9? I think they need dust more specifically. Silver Edge is up as well. So from the perspective of Team Spirit, that was pretty good. You know, they got the Aegis and a couple kills, so you have to kind of like wonder what just happened, right? I'm gonna go back and figure out like, how did Tundra end up in this situation? First of all, how did Snaking get caught? That's the first thing I would want to know, right? Because you have your Aegis guy right away, and there's no way that these two supports, specifically Soxa and Snaking, should ever be in a position where they're even showing on the map. And 9 just got a solo kill here on the Poshka. He has no TP. Very important to note. He TP'd up there. So once 9 TP's up there to make a play, you have to be extra careful in this mid lane, unless you know you're immortal. And given the name of this item, Skeeter is pretty immortal, so he can kind of show. And if they only show Skeeter until 9 returns, because 9 has a job to do here. 9's job is to get that kill and shove this lane all the way out, right? It's a lot of gold, and on top of it, now they have a play option. After they get this tower, they can rotate top, and now they can get top tower. And it's going to just be as simple as that for them. The only thing they have to worry about is bottom going down, but they should have like mass TPs in a moment to take care of that. And that's how you should do this, like if you want to be like very methodical. So really, Snaking just being up here, instead of impatiently, he's impatient here, honestly, the way I see it. They're giving them an opening by positioning like this. So really, this is all a product of Snaking not playing behind his CK and giving them opening where Tokyo with no blink dagger can just run up and go on him there, right? And so 9 is trying to run back, right? From that play top. Sox is like minding his positioning. And now Maposhka is a back live, TPing in. And this fight ends up being pretty much a disaster for the most part. Like, it's really not good for them. That's where Tundra kind of messed up there. So one thing these pro teams are really good at identifying is you'll see Pango respawns. They're looking, they're keeping an eye on it. They see Pango TP top. And what that means is now on this bottom lane, they can have the total freedom to chase into triangle if they wanted to, but kill anyone down here because Pango cannot be here. He has no TP. So he only pushes one wave and he knows he has no TP, which means he has to get out. But Tundra's doing a good job looking for it, and Spirit also knowing that they're vulnerable, do a good job not pushing forward here and just backing out. So they're doing the 4-man smoke again, but this time they're showing a hero, which makes it much more successful. If you end up showing 2 heroes in smoke like this, it's actually very difficult to read. But showing 1 hero is good enough. And they do end up getting the jump here. Oh, they purged 9. Alright, alright. So both supports here have their shard. So Shadow Demons 1 cleanses the target, removing negative buffs for the duration, and in duration, they're healed. Pretty much the same thing as this one, but this one is a strong dispel too. So Tokyo is in with his BKB, but he is in by himself and ends up getting cleaned up. But Yatoro goes in with a quick snipe. Didn't even have time to react to that. Team Spirit is doing a 5-man smoke here. Let us see what they are thinking. I'm thinking they just want to get a vision up here and fight in a triangle and surprise them. Their lanes, yeah, they just got vision up here. Their lanes are like decent, right? They're gonna push. They have 2. Yeah, they actually have equilibrium over time. It's gonna take a while just because there's not many creeps, but they know their lanes will shove. So they can actually take this positioning. And they have a DD. I think more than anything, they just kind of wanted to use this DD. And it's running out soon. Alright, and they catch Snaking here. They try to save him, but I don't think there's any saving Snaking in this scenario. They end up dooming the PA. She ends up getting the BKB off. But it looks like she's just gonna disengage. And it looks like Team Spirit, if they can disengage this, would be a big win. The Grimstroke does buy back, and it looks like Collapse will be left for dead. And Maposhka too. So really good by Snaking to like have buyback available, because they took this fight here, got jumped, Soxa saves them, buys them time, and I think just the fact that Yatoro got doomed by 33 was pretty much what won him that team fight. Because if Yatoro could have got in there, and he has an Axe too, by the way, it breaks and it lasts a lot longer. So it's quite annoying for PA. But Doom is going to be on cooldown now, so they do have a window yet again. If they have a smoke, they would go again, but they've been blowing through these smokes. They can't continue to do this. And Snaking might get popped by Yatoro here soon. But nope. Two ships in the night there, they didn't even notice each other. He has no BKB up. And a beautiful jump there. Where was Sox at and during all this? A little far away. So both teams should be aware that Roshan is up now, and it's up to like Tundra to make a play on this, but without CK, it's going to be very difficult. So they're probably going to pop the smoke as soon as he's up, boom, and try to get into the pit here. Doom is available. Nine just kind of walks in there. He really wants to get a Doom off on Yatoro here, and it looks like he will get him. But he does have no BKB. It's going to be up to Team Spirit here to see if they can disengage for this PA to get her Doom off of her. But Tron Tokyo has a different idea, and he's just going in ham, and he's gonna die with no buyback. They found the PA, blown up. That Doom lasts 12 years. And it looks like they'll also get the Hoodwink, double buyback. They realize there's no Doom up. They really want to take this fight. This is a really risky play, and it really needs to pay off for them, because they just committed double buyback to not let them do Roche. If PA dies here, the game is just over. But she does have... Oh, she has no BKB, actually. This is very interesting. Two heroes are dead from Team Spirit right now. This is called the Roshan dance here. Both teams don't really want to commit to it, but at the same time, like, they realize two heroes are dead on Spirit, so they kind of just want to go in. And Mira's going to sacrifice himself here just to get a little bit of vision, and Yatoro's going to go in because his BKB is now up, no Doom. And there goes the Aegis. And Tron Tokyo might just bounce around in here and try to kill him one more time. I don't see why not. This was a good play to me. Finish him. So Tundra kind of lose the Roshan dance here. They decided to do it, but they were too slow in wanting to do it. And I'll go over real quick of this whole fight and what I think they should have done, because it's a really long fight, and normally these Roche fights are incredibly long. But Roshan spawns right now, right? Team Spirit want to do it because CK is dead, so they attempt it. They should know in the back of their minds that this is risky, right? They're just trying to bait a fight here. So when 9 goes in like this, oh, Tron Tokyo kind of just missed as well. He has no BKB, right? Just the ink swell. So the initiation is whatever to me. It does get to this point, and we do see a Doom go on the PA. And here is the point in time where I think they should really be discussing. I really want to see them, like, just reset this fight. If you lose 1 or 2 heroes, it's okay, right? But, like, you shouldn't try to keep fighting here until your PA gets a spell offer. It's too important, right? This is a mobility hero. Does a lot of damage. So they end up going here. They kill the CK illusions. I think this chase right now by Team Spirit is not good. Like, they should regroup, reset this fight, and go again with no Doom. There's no reason they have to chase here. They will not get chased in return. There's no spells to chase them. And they could just back up, and they'd be good to go. But instead, they decide to take this long-winded chase here. Go up to the high ground, right? Tron Tokyo's dead. He has no buyback. Collapse is trying to kill Soxa here. But in exchange, he gets killed too, right? Now, your PA at the same time, because you guys didn't regroup together, also dead, right? And the reason why she dies is because she's doomed while farming, but maybe that's a different topic, you know? Then Miposhka dies here too. This all would have not happened if they would have just regrouped after him getting doomed. It turned into this like very frantic Roshan situation that we're gonna see here. And honestly, if Tundra wanted to do it, they should, if they wanted to make this play on the Roche pit and commit to it, they should do it right now, and Shadow Demon should buy back and commit to it right now. Just go hit it. Boom. Do it. If you're really that afraid of them doing it, do not wait until they're almost up to go do it. Buy back and go do it immediately. But they see like 5 seconds till Pain goes up. Now they start doing it, right? So now it gets into a situation where Mira gets a nice stun off. Hoodwink comes in, gets a nice bushwhack off. And now it's a disaster for them. It kind of just like a lot of misplays all around from both sides here. So we got 1 Lincoln's on Tron Tokyo up and 2 Lincoln's up, so they're probably going to spam Lincoln's on Yatoro. If they find initiation with him double Lincoln'd, it'll be very difficult to break it if he BKBs, so he definitely has a window where he can burst. And we'll see if they can find it, but I think that's exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for an opportunity to get the jump with DK. Yatoro follows up with double Lincolns on himself, and then he has a nice window where he can safely do damage. And 9 here. Do they have... Is he being seen? Oh, and Collapse goes in. But 9 is also in. He jumped on Tron Tokyo, but he has no BKB on 9, so it looks like he has gone way too deep by himself. What is the plan here? Alright, so 9 is Shadow Bladed here. Alright, there's a blink. So he jumps. I think this is actually just unfortunate timing. They jumped exactly at the same time as each other. And the moment they saw Collapse in, he canceled both blink daggers. And now he's just kind of like left for dead. I don't really think there's like a big mistake here. It's just very unfortunate timing. And because 9 does not have a BKB and he has a Moonshard. Oh my gosh. Double Lincoln's popped and they doomed. They actually got the double Lincoln's pop. And it looks like Yatoro's in a little bit of trouble now. Now they got him there and he's dead with no buyback for 2 minutes. That is actually insane. He's level 20, so they actually purged him with Shadow Demon and used Reality Rift, and they popped the double Lincolns and got the Doom off. Very, very well played there from Tundra, and I think 9 bought back for that because he saw a fight coming out. But how did the CK end up dying here? Let's go back and watch that. It's beautiful. I mean, 9's build is just wild, to be honest. What is this? All damage, no defense. Alright, so they end up canceling it. So that's the first Lincoln's pop. Oh, it was the Soulbind. Soulbind plus Reality Rift. And then he ended up getting the Purge off too. So they just pressed every single button possible. They have 4 ways of going through here. So Skeeter goes in. They end up killing him, but his BKB is now out. And they just surrounded him. So the execution was actually pretty good. Alright, BKB is up. He is now a very, very strong Tiny. Alright, Snake King's out here trying to get some vision. So, from Tundra's perspective right now, they should definitely defend this vision. Like, they can't lose it. Like, when it becomes late game like this, and it's like 35 plus minute, you know, type of games, you really should play around your vision as much as you can, because this is what's going to enable you to get the initiations that you need to win the game. And if they just walk up here and deny this, and I'm looking at like mid players and offlane players that like go off and start farming here, then let some pos 5 walk up here and kill this. You're ruining your pos 5's game, and more importantly, you're ruining your own game and your chance of winning the game. And so Skeeter does a really good job here at identifying and getting the jump. Unfortunate for him, he is not getting his BKB off, so he's already really low. 9 is in, jumps on Mira. Basher is up, but I don't think they can get the Doom off on Yatoro yet, and Yatoro is going to end up getting 33 before he gets his Doom off, which is absolutely massive. But he does have a buyback. Actually, he has no Doom? He wasted it? Did he hit it on the Lincolns? What happened here? Yeah, they got the Soulbind off. The question is, does he want to double Doom this? I guess he can't because he has the Lincolns. And yes, that is indeed what happened. He doomed the poor Hoodwink. And the BKB and Lincoln's stopped the Doom there, so very patient here by Yatoro. Collapse chasing, nothing's gonna happen from that. And it looks like they will back out. But they are very hungry on Team Spirit here. The name of the game is when Doom is down, Yatoro wants to fight. And that's not going to work for Sajim, my friend. Good attempt, though. And now Roshan is up with Refresher, Cheese, and Aegis. 9 still has no buyback. And this is the point of the game where if you're Team Spirit, you're feeling good. You got all your Lincolns up, for the most part. DK has one. They got 3 Lincolns up, and an Aegis now. Now Yatoro feels like he can actually take these fights to them. So they're confident now to start hitting some buildings. Glimmer Cape up as well. Refresher on DK. Very interesting. Is there no one better? I mean, it's not bad on DK. It's not really good either. Guess there's literally nothing better. Well, Hoodwink has an Ags. No support items, just damage. Refresher on Doom. Now he has the double Doom available. Tundra is just kind of stuck in their base right now. And the reason for why they're so afraid is enemy has the Aegis, right? And I think this is like their last smoke and their last ward. So they want to wait for a good opportunity to use it. And to be honest with you, the best opportunity is most likely going to be waiting out this Aegis. Just kind of dodging them, try not to take a fight, and wait for this Aegis to go down. And then as the Aegis is going down, they can use the smoke in this ward to take a team fight. What do they have? They have Purge, which he's going to have an Ag soon. And who would use it? Alright, first of all, is this a brilliant ward or what? What happened here? How did 9 see him? Oh, okay. So they scanned here. This ward saw him walk up. Then they scanned here. So that's how they knew he was there. Makes sense. Doesn't end up getting the toss off, so this looks like a BKB and run situation.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, so Aegis is out. Now is the timing I'm talking about where it would be really, really good for Team Spirit to try and take, or not Team Spirit, Team Tundra. Team Tundra, just Tundra. There's no team there. Tundra to take a fight. With this smoke, they know it's gone. They're going to do it exactly. I know it. They know it. Team Spirit knows it. And now you guys know it. And they're going to use this ward to get an aggressive positioning on the map, which is here. And now they want to take a fight. But Tundra also knows that Team Spirit will probably dodge them too. So what Team Spirit is doing really good right now is applying pressure to this high ground. And this is going to force Tundra, who really wanted to get out and get a fight, to leave this positioning now and defend their base. And the dragon is immortal with BKB Lincoln Sphere, it looks like. And he has the AoE stun too, which is incredibly good. It's level 25 talent, 400 AoE Dragon Tail during Elder Dragon form. Versus DK, amazing item to have. So Team Spirit actually has a ward here and here. They have full vision of what's going on right now. So they use their smoke. And now 9 is going to D-ward, but it's already too late, right? 9 will probably have to BKB and get out of here. But I think Team Spirit really wanted to get a clean initiation there with a Dragonite stun. If they don't get it, they might just back out. They got a BKB, that's okay. Really good for Tundra here. They actually managed to D-ward this, survive. Now Team Spirit ran here. They realized Team Spirit was here. Now Tundra ran up here, D-ward here, and now they have their map back. Now it looks like they're in a position where they can make a play happen, and it's gonna make Team Spirit a little more afraid to play the map right now. So back to mention, like, why does Skeeter not want to farm this mid lane? It's very simple. He's afraid. He doesn't see Team Spirit here. He could easily get jumped and die here. So both teams are going to treat this mid lane very carefully, and you're going to farm it very, very, very safely, right? Just Shadow Demon Illusions are going to push it out. A lot of times I call it ghost pushing, where you use either, you know, creatures like treants and stuff like that, or Lycan Wolves, Hod creeps, or illusions to get the job done. Because you want to get the mid wave out, but you don't want to die doing it. Mid lane is always the lane that enemy team is going to aggressively jump on. That's the highest chance of doing so. Both teams wanting to fight on their vision. You'll see this very common in the late game. The teams will dance around each other. Team Spirit's going to play on their vision here that they place down. Tundra is going to sit on their vision that they place down. And the only time you generally like go across onto someone else's vision is if you are smoked and you have your own vision of yourself. So you can kind of see how they're dancing around. Like, they know Tundra's here. And Tundra knows Spirit was here, right? And now they're just going to rotate to their other ward that they have down here. And they're just going together. And here's the moment where we're talking about, like, when you want to go on other people's vision, you really want to make sure you're smoked. And more importantly, you have vision of your own. So they do have vision here. If anyone shows on here, this will be like an amazing jump for Tundra. And then they walk back to their vision. It's just a turtle wins the race type of scenario. One Doom used here. Buyback from the Pango, buyback from CK. Both cores are buying back. Will not be afraid to refresh and do this again if he needs to.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What are they willing to commit here? What are they willing to commit? Beautiful Glimmer Cape on Skeeter here. He has no buyback. Keep that in mind. But he has another Doom. But he gets stunned before getting the BKB off. Double stunned, actually. Now Yatoro's playing a little more carefully, and they're going to kill CK with no buyback here. Still haven't got that second Doom off. So we'll watch this, but then we'll figure out, like, this clusterfuck of a team fight, what actually is going on. So he doomed to Lincoln's again, but at the end of the day, it does not matter because 9 is there to smack his face in with the Revenant's Brooch. Atoro buys back because they know CK has no buy, but the whole of Team Spirit right now also has no buyback. Pretty unreal what happened here. I'm gonna go watch it again. For those that aren't paying attention, I just rewinded like 2 minutes back to how this fight happened, right? So Makosha's taking this back, right? So that effectively means he is in vision, right? This is the outpost for Radiant right now, yeah. So this is Radiant's vision right now. This is what they see. They see nothing, right? Except for little Maposhka here, channeling the outpost. His team, and by his team, Tundra Skeeter's team, is not here. But he's kind of mad, right? Right now what they're doing is they're pushing right here with illusions, and this is the correct play. But he's mad for a different reason. He doesn't want the squirrel to be taking this outpost. He thinks he doesn't deserve it and jumps in on him right here. But the problem with this play is his team is not here. You cannot make this initiation at 51 minutes in the game. There's no way that this hoodwink is by herself taking this outpost. That's insanity. You have to respect your opponents a little more than that, right? And because of this initiation, that puts him in a situation where he dies basically immediately here, right? All his illusions get stunned. Yatoro goes in, crits them all, and you'll see, like, how bad this is for him. Like, in the meanwhile, Tron Tokyo is kind of doing them a favor here, right? I don't think Tron Tokyo should be here either unless he's rolling. He should just be rolling and distracting the backline, right? There's no way he should just be up here without getting BKB off and just getting stunned. But for Skeeter here, this fight started this whole chain reaction of some weird team fight because he's initiating by himself, right? He's just all by himself here. And Tron Tokyo is in a very weird spot too. I really don't like his positioning. They should all focus the CK, and after the CK dies, move on, right? All right, let's move on to what happens next after this, right? So we buy back both heroes, right? Both of them kind of fed and weren't really playing with the team enough, I would say. They weren't thinking enough about how to play the team fight. Then Collapse jumps forward, refreshes, ends up going again. So this fight is very complicated, and I guarantee you both teams don't really know what's going on. Like, when there's like 4 fights going on in the same spot. So you have the DK jumping in over here. You have Tiny jumping the back lines over here, trying to go on. I don't even know who's this in the air. Hoodwink, trying to kill the Hoodwink. I don't even know where PA is. Just invisible. Just a tree. PA is just a tree right now. Okay. Moving on. PA is a tree. And then they go on the mid lane. But Skeeter again is jumping in with no ultimate, right? Right here, the Hoodwink dies. 9 made a good play. He jumped in. Right here. Boom. But how did Skeeter even get here? I'm actually so confused on how he got there so quickly. Alright, so both of them buy back. So he's gonna die. He's gonna buy back. Oh, he bought back and went directly back here. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. So he TP'd right back into the middle of everything. And then he used his Trickster's Cloak to go. Dude, he's like literally in the middle of all of Team Spirit right now. This is like so crazy. This is actually insane. And Tron Tokyo bought back too. Doom is not ready to go here either. This Shadow Amulet was clutch. But he BKBs and runs because he knows he's in like such a weird spot. Now he's just gonna die again. Nine ended up buying back too, and then CK's dead again as well. And now even more buybacks. Like, this is like a 10 buyback situation. And now Toro bought back, and now Nine's dead too. So there's not like a ton to analyze here. Like, this is just like one crazy team fight. It's literally nuts. It's mainly just like it becomes what it was, and it's not clean. Mainly because of the initiations here, and then not regrouping. And Skeeter bought back to make it extra crazy and TP in the middle of their faces. Really just like a super manly move that didn't... I wouldn't say it didn't work out. It was just made the game chaotic. But you have to realize during this whole time, it's actually in Team Spirit's benefit. These catapults have been shoving and almost took a barracks. All right, let's count the buybacks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 people bought back in that one fight. That was 9 buybacks. Are you kidding me? What a crazy fight. All right, they're gonna attempt Roche with just supports and a Doom. This is gonna take a while, but it is possible. Is it possible, actually? Is it possible? They have no Doom. He has a BKB available. He might just kill both supports here. Refreshed because he does have the Aghanim Scepter. Both supports are now deleted from the game. Now 33 is going to get bashed up here. Guess not. And that should be, I would say, Roche, but I don't think so, actually, because we used our 10th buyback of the game here on Sock, so kind of saving Roshan there, but that'll also buy time for Team Spirit to be back. However, this will be a 5v4 situation where Tundra will not have snaking on his Grimstroke available. I think they wait for the BKB on Yatoro if they don't see them. Guess they don't even need to. He's gonna pick up the Aegis. He's got a refresher orb. DK has another refresher shard. And Pango's pretty close to Scotty. Might as well buy it if that's what you want. So this item is interesting. This allows you to have 5 attacks of True Strike and deal magic damage. Pretty good versus PA, actually. That's why we saw Yatoro get deleted in the earlier fights. They could lose the game if they went high ground right now. They can also win the game if they go high ground here. But, like, is this a gamble you want to take? Or do we want to wait for the buybacks to come back up for both teams? But will be an extra, like, 10k gold ahead. That right there would be considered the safe play, right? I think Spirit is okay with taking that option. But what I would recommend for Spirit, if they knew what they were doing here, like, definitively, or like, okay, we're not going to use this Aegis. We're just going to wait, right? So I would like for someone to just go back and farm all this and be ready to TP here. And that's how they'd get a net worth advantage. Because Tundra, I guarantee you, does not want to leave their base. It would be like a huge boss move if they did. But in this position, I really don't think they want to leave their base. All right, but it looks like Team Spirit has different ideas. And Collapse just runs in and immediately gets destroyed. But it looks like 9 is also on the same situation here. Disrupted. Is he gonna get knocked to the high ground? No, he is not. Collapse is out for the count. 9 is out for the count as well. Skeeter is super low. So that's 2 heroes with no buyback. Big ballsy play here by Team Spirit to actually just jump in their base and make it happen. But if they know they can get a kill, that hero would be dead forever. Unfortunately for the DK, he did not get his double BKB off, or a single BKB off during that initiation, I should say. Doom used on the Snapfire, but he does have an additional one. Arcane Blink is available too, but their barracks is falling. They cannot deal with Yatoro and his Aegis right now, with 9 being dead. But Yatoro is in. Forces a BKB. It pops, refreshers used, but there is no Doom available. Looks like Skeeter will die, and this should be the end of the game. So a nice and back and forth game here from Tundra versus Team Spirit. A lot of mistakes, a lot of good plays, but ultimately, in the end, I think Tundra's a little impatient, and I'll keep saying it, like, not waiting for your teammates to make your initiation is, more times than not, what's gonna lose you the team fight. All right, that was a 59-minute game. Whew. Need a little stretch after that one.